Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we will be flipping through Fairies 2 Grayscale by Karron. This is a grayscale coloring book, meaning all the shading was done for me and I didn't have to do any of the fancy smancy stuff. So this is a completed book. Now some of you may have seen this. I believe I flipped through this book when I was done with it, but I did finish it on a live stream. So this is going to be a flip through of a completed book. This is Fairies 2. Now this is not on my top 10 list to finish, but it's one of those books that I've had for a while, so I'm going to flip through it. It is a Grayscale book, Karron. I really love her images. I think they're beautiful. So I did it with markers because markers tend to work better on this paper for whatever reason. So this one I did was, it's called Pussy Willow Fairy. I had to look up what the flower looked like. You know, my idea was to keep the bird as realistic as possible. This one was called Dewdrops. I didn't actually do it as well as I should have. I made it red and orange and I didn't mean to do it so dark. This was all done with markers and gel pens. It was Copic, Sprays, touch something markers. They were budget friendly marker that I got. Copics, Sprees, Tau Trees. I've had a lot of different markers over the years with this book, so most of my markers work beautiful. This was the one picture that my mother really liked. This one, rose tips, and she also liked this one. I loved how the hair came out. I just love the hairs on the fairies. They just come out so nice. So different markers throughout the year. So this one was interesting because I wanted to make it an autumn scene. It was maple tree, so I wanted to make this yellow. I should have picked a lighter yellow to do it, but it still came out nice. But I wish I had done it a little bit differently. Sometimes things don't always work out the way you plan and you accidentally do it. Cranberry Fairy. Now, if I was to do this again, I'd do her hair red. These I would make darker red and lighter green if I was to do this again. That's just my opinion of how I would do it. Now this one was called Bluebell, and I was trying to make it all blue, and the marker, as you can see, was fading and it didn't work very well. That's what happens when your marker dries up. Chanterelle. I had to look up what the chanterelle looked like. It was amazingly funny what it looked like because I didn't know what it looked like. I had never heard of the flower. Didn't know what it looked like. So this one was fun because this was one of the few ones that I did the month before this month. As you can tell, I put some glitter gel pen, and I'm really proud of it because I was really nervous to do this one because I hadn't done one that was like so different in the skin tone before like that. This one my mother loved. This one is Cherry Fairy. So I thought this one came out really nice. I like this one too. So if I was to do it again, I'd really change it up a little bit. Sometimes you look at a picture and you like the way you did it, but you're like, well, could I have done it differently, or could I have done it this way? So this was Fairies 2, and I was trying to do it in the summer wind, and I should have done it yellow or orange instead of blue, but you know, sometimes it's just what you're in the mood for. This one was one of the harder ones to do because I was so nervous to do the animal. Animal was what made me really scared to do it. Like, I could do the skin tone, I could do the girl. It was figuring out what to color everything else, you know, and what the background would be. So I did this basically with my Copics, my Sprees, and my Tau Trees, because I did him with the Tau Trees. Yeah, I did him with the gray Tau Trees, and I did her skin tone with Copic, but everything else I did with the Sprees. Most of the skin tone is going to be Copic unless I say otherwise. Now this one I did do with, oh, I didn't do this with the Sprees or the Copic skin tone because I had different markers then. Oh, what were they? Were they the Cali Arts I did? I think I did this with the Cali Art marker I think what happened was my marker ran out, so I had to fix it with pencil, and that's why it looks weird. Sometimes when you go over things with pencil, they come out looking weird. Poppy Fairy, so I made her hair red and pink. So I just like the way that her hair came out. You know, and this I could do the hair a little bit more wild. And this was Ivy Fairy, so I was trying to make everything look green in it. Thought, oh, that'll look great. Yeah, so Yeah, this was done entirely with Copics. This picture was done with Copics. Now this was a weird one. Now this is one of the ones I did this month. I have these tags on because they're going to be part of the finished pages video, so I'm actually filming this before my finished pages video for June, so keep that in mind when you do that. So some of you will see some of the finishes. So that one was done with glitter gel pen, sprees, Copics, and Towtrees. This one was done with sprees, polychromos, and a Blick. This white, I don't have this white in anything but the Blick, so I use the Blick white, antique white marker for that. Yeah, there's a Blick Studio marker. I do have the Blick Studio, so I don't use them too often, but I did use them for this because this is the birch. That's what birch looks like. And so I don't get to do too many guys. Now, this totally came out different than I intended it to. I never intended for her hair to be so dark. I wanted it to be actually a lighter purple. So sometimes that happens when you're like trying to do it and you're trying to do this eyes, and I'm messed up in the eyes, so we're not very good at eyes. So this one I had to do 3 different oranges because all my orange markers dried out. This one then I went over with a water brush pen to finish it. Yeah, I went and did a water brush pen to finish it. Now this one I had a blast doing. Now everybody does have blonde and blue, so I did the light blue background, but I also put a lot of sparkle in this one. You guys don't see it, but there's a lot of glitter gel pen. It doesn't always come through. Sometimes when you do glitter and grayscale, it doesn't always come through in the video. So this one I thought was funny. And I made this one look like Kenji because of Anne. When I saw the cat, I immediately thought of Anne's Kenji. Thought that was funny. You know, I just wanted it to be funny. This one was fun, the beach fairy. With the beach fun, you know? That was like orange, yellow, blue, pink, green, tropical scene. Now this one we did on camera. So there's a video, there's a live stream where I show you what I did with this one. I used cotton pearl, Copic skin tone because I wanted the angel to have different skin tone than that. So, you know, this one, there's a live stream video of this one. So, and as you can tell, a nice juicy marker will always leave a background like that. So, these are our other books. So if you have enjoyed this finished flip through of my book, please give this video a thumbs up and happy coloring. I hope you all have a fun time, a fun week or weekend, depending on when this airs. Bye, everybody.